The 2024 British Grand Prix marked the halfway point of the 2024 Formula One season as we completed round 12 of 24 during this season. So with that in mind, I wanted to take a look at every driver, all 20 of them, and give them a grading, just like you got in school, somewhere from A all the way down to F if they've been that bad. So there's 20 drivers. I'm going to run through them as quick as I can just because we've got to cover this in 5 minutes. You know the deal on this show, guys. So I'll go in the Constructors' Championship order from first to worst. So we'll start with Red Bull. Max Verstappen, I'm going to give an A. Obviously very impressive this season, no doubt. Car not as dominant as last season, but still leading the championship at an absolute canter. Sergio Perez, I've gone with a D because he's been very disappointing, especially since, renewing his contract. And if rumours are to be believed, the guy won't make it past the summer break, apparently, but that's just rumours at this point. Ferrari, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, I've given both a B. They were very, very good early in the season. The car is not as good as it was before. I feel like the team is mostly to blame for a lot of the weird strategy calls that have been going on, but at the same time, the drivers too have to take a little bit of the flack, but still, I think a B for both of them is probably fair. McLaren, now I was tempted to give Norris a B because of some of the mistakes he was making at the front of the grid, but saying that, he is the only driver who has regularly challenged Max Verstappen over the past 5 races or so. So I've gone with an A. He needs to keep this kind of form up to, maintain that for me. Piastri was a difficult one to grade as well. I've given him a B. He's been very good still, and I still feel like he could potentially help McLaren to get in second in the Constructors' Championship, but does need to improve a little bit to catch his teammate. But then again, Norris is on fire at the moment. Mercedes, I've gone with Bs for both Hamilton and Russell. I feel like those grades can easily improve, though, if both of those drivers keep up their good form in the second half of the season. But for the most part, especially early on in this season, they were not too great. Aston Martin, difficult one to grade again because their car's been so bad, but I've given Alonso a B. He has outscored his teammate comfortably. I've given Stroll a D. I feel like he's been better this season, to be honest, but still not really good enough to warrant that seat, in my opinion. RB, I've given Tsunoda a B because he's comfortably outscored Daniel Ricciardo so far this season. I think he's been very solid, and I think he's going to be key in getting RB that 6th place in the Constructors' Championship if they get there. Ricciardo is a difficult one. I've given him a C. I feel like he's done enough to maintain his seat. For me, he's not made a case to go back to Red Bull to replace Sergio Perez, but you never know, that could end up happening. Haas, now I was tempted to give Hulkenberg an A if I'm being honest. I think he has been a standout performer in that car, especially in the last few races or so. But I've gone with a B. I think that could easily improve to an A if he gets some more points finishes consistently through the rest of the season. But if Haas don't get a 6th in the Constructors' Championship, that will be down to Kevin Magnussen, who for me has not performed well enough consistently to warrant a good grade. I've given him a D, and I feel like he needs to do more to keep his seat alongside Ollie Behrman next season. Alpine. Now, I was tempted to give Gasly a B, but I've gone with a C. I don't think he's been quite good enough. He has scored a lot of points recently, though, which has helped the team up the Constructors' Championship, so that'd be very good for them. Ocon, I've given a D. I think he has shown pace at times, but he's also shown a lot of rookie errors almost, and he's a very experienced Formula 1 driver now. He should definitely be doing better, and it's not a surprise that he's been shown the door at that team. Williams, obviously not a good season for them at all, but still, Alexander Albon has scored points on 2 occasions so far this season. For me, in that car, that warrants a B grade. Sargent, I've given him a D. I feel like he needs to have more in this rest of the season. He needs to score some points to warrant a C in that Williams, and if he's not going to get points, I think he's going to be out at the end of the season. Sauber are so difficult to judge because their car is terrible. I've given both Bottas and Zhou a D. Neither of them have shown why they should be in the car next season alongside Nico Hulkenberg. Both of them need to show more to maintain their seats, in my opinion, especially with the likes of Théo Pourchaire and allegedly Carlos Sainz in the crosshairs of Sauber for that 2nd seat. So yeah, there guys, there we go. All 20 drivers done in less than 5 minutes. I'll take that. What do you think about my grades? Do you agree with them? Do you not? And who's been your standout performer of the season so far? For me, it's got to be Max Verstappen, but Lando Norris, Sir Lewis Hamilton, George Russell, they've all got potential to overtake him, in my opinion. In terms of performance overall, I think the championship's going to go to Max and Red Bull, though, personally. But we'll see. Long way still to go. We're only at the halfway point. So yeah, for more Formula 1 content just like this, keep it tuned here to the F1Chronicle.com.